But it's not. Quiet. It's all the news all
Why
day
is
yesterday.
it? Why do you feel?
Trump's gonna get.
All right, so I'm recording, but I want to know then. I want you to know that this really confirms what I've been saying for the last 4 years. So, you say it's been quiet politically.
I don't think so.
What's CNN talking about?
I don't watch it.
Trump's
so I have
impeachment.
Yes, you do.
I swear. I am done with
Well,
it.
I noticed yesterday that
I
news,
don't.
Good Morning America, Dylan, every single thing, Trump going to impeachment. Like, we have a new president. Talk about him.
That's right.
They won't
See,
stop.
I forgot. I just got tired of it. I'll watch CNN, but I started some series,
Yeah.
so I just
I'm gonna
like,
bless
I'm
You know-
tired of it.
There's really important things happening in our world today.
The impeachment, who cares at this point, right?
But just think about that, though. Why they continue to do these things?
I think they want to stop him from serving again.
I don't want him to try to run again.
Yeah.
Well, he would never run I don't think he'd ever run as a Republican again.
You don't think?
No.
Because they seems to still be on his
Not,
side.
not as a who?
The Republicans.
Very little. Listen, everybody cut ties. It's the same thing, right? Like in a elementary school playground.
Yeah.
All right? So everybody wants to like the tough guy until he hurts somebody, and then they
Yeah.
want to disown. All right.
all the time.
Once he gets in trouble, they don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's not the same, but I just feel like it's like one of those elementary schoolyard things. Like, all the people that were with him now that he's gone and not in power, they have to separate themselves from ever being associated with him, so that it doesn't come back to bite him in the future.
But don't you think that? Do you think that when they have to actually convict him, they will?
No.
They're afraid.
There's nothing.
They're afraid.
For what? He didn't
Okay,
make them
so let me.
do it.
That's their base.
Let me. He didn't say anything that said go in there
No, he
and,
didn't.
and
You're right.
do something. Now, there has been a lot of elected officials telling people to go and actually physically do something to their opponent's followers.
Yeah. Well, you don't think? Do you think that girl, Greed, whatever her name is?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of things to that you don't know. First of all, she never said Jews. She said Rothschild. So I guess Rothschilds are a Jew. So then she said Jews.
She thought Jews were.
No, she didn't say that the Jews are using a space laser to start the fires. That's not what she said. Now, I thought she did, and I thought it was crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness, she is
What
crazy.
about shooting Nancy Pelosi?
So listen, she is crazy,
Yeah, she is.
but
Well, yeah.
she didn't say the things that made us all think she was crazy. Now, she might have said some crazy things, but that wasn't one of them.
So how did that get circulated? Like,
Just like anything else.
like
All you got to do is
telephone.
so. Let's go all the way back to what's his name, right? The two Mormons, and when Romney was running, and he says, "Oh, I don't think Romney paid his taxes." Well, he just made that up. And then when he was asked about it, he goes, "Well, it's out there. It worked, didn't it? When Romney lost,
Yeah.
it worked, didn't it?" So they don't care about lying, and they
Yeah.
get people then on board. And
course.
then they'll even come out later and say, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
See, these are the politicians that people follow.
I am so over politics after these last 4 years. Honestly.
They don't stop still about it.
So apparently
People watch CNN.
there is some kind of laser that is owned by, I think, an oil company or something that is owned by the Rothschilds. And
That did something.
see, here's the thing. Let's talk about like some of the things that Roger believes in. But let's talk about some of the crazy conspiracy theories. How do we get there, and how all of a sudden now you have more conspiracy theories than ever before? You know how we get there?
Corrupt government.
Well, it has something to do with it. It comes down to, and it's the same thing I've been complaining about for a year now, is why don't you just tell us all the information?
Tell us the truth.
Just give us all the information.
We'll never
Tell
get
us.
the information.
Tell us how many people actually died from COVID and not with no, no other issues. They hold back information that cause people then to say, well, wait a minute, that can't be right. There has to be more to it. Why don't you just give us all the information and allow us to be grown-ups?
I agree that there's a lot of people that didn't die of COVID that are on that record.
Well,
I don't think they should count if you're in the hospital with leukemia and
right. Well, that's not even. I'm not even really talking about the COVID situation. I'm talking about everything that has happened. How do you get like what's her name, AOC on TV crying about?
She's a big.
She wasn't
liar.
even in the stinking building.
It was in a separate building, and they weren't even in that building.
She
What
said
a
they were
liar!
knocking at her door.
And then she said, she says
Right.
that she couldn't leave. Okay, well, I was in the building, but I couldn't leave because there was pipe bombs everywhere.
Yes.
They were surrounding the building.
I thought she was in the bathroom or something.
There was 2 pipe bombs.
Her office
In the
was-
whole thing?
Yeah, that were inoperable. They were nowhere near her.
and her office was in different buildings.
But see,
Not
nobody
even the Capitol.
Oh, yeah, they're
500
nobody
yards
will
away,
nobody will
different
come
buildings.
out and denounce her.
The memes on Facebook. Are
If
funny.
if you want to know again why there's so many right now conspiracy theories, and it's my view of this as being a conspiracy theory, is they hold back information and say certain things to cause the chaos,
yeah. Well, yeah.
to instigate, right? Chaos. They instigate conspiracy theories so that people will look like idiots.
But don't you think 9/11 that was happening too? After 9/11, they had all those
Well, there was a couple weirdos.
conspiracy theories.
But let me tell you something. I stood there on my building and watched it.
I know.
I watched it with my eyes. I didn't see it on TV. There was no editing
You
done.
were there.
Yeah.
But remember, they had because Bobby.
I watched
was
the conspiracy
bullying
theory
him.
about that.
I remember Bobby showing me that.
You can
on
come
my
up with a
laptop.
conspiracy theory on anything.
And then it just goes viral.
Right.
Well, it's social media too.
There's always going to be people that believe it. But what I'm talking about is if you want to create conspiracy theories for people to believe so that then you can go back and say, look at them, they're stupid. They believe that.
Yeah.
Okay? That, I believe, is what's taking place. They're holding things purposely. They're throwing some things out there on purpose, so then you got people like QAnon.
Dissension, yeah.
You know what I mean? It comes up with all these crazy things. Do I believe... All right, let's talk about Pizzagate, right? Do I believe in Pizzagate?
How
No.
about that?
But do I know because you've seen them now, they're coming out now with this guy that runs
Wait.
Liberty, whatever it is.
Pizzagate?
With Hillary Clinton, they were saying they had like a private.
But we
jet.
know that there's people of power that are
Who
sick.
started that anyway?
I don't know. But
They were-
So do we believe the Clintons kill everybody?
well, I don't
I
know
believe
about
that.
No.
You don't think the Clintons killed everybody?
So listen.
No.
So listen. So let's talk about what's his name, Epstein, right? So you can't complain about the conspiracy theory when there is, you turn the cameras off.
I just saw a documentary on that.
What are you doing?
On
Are
Netflix.
you at the very least, you're allowing the man to kill himself.
Yes. They gave him, there was like 20 blankets in his room. And he's on suicide
It's
watch.
like, here, go ahead.
Yeah.
This
And
is what,
showed a picture of
Do
it.
it, do it.
No, if somebody's on suicide watch, why are you giving them
You
a...
don't think the Clintons were involved?
No.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny, but see,
There
this
are
is
so
how
many people that were
this
out
is how
there,
you
yeah.
get to that point, right? This is how, and then you say, "What an idiot! You think the Clintons killed the guy?" Well, there's a lot of things that lead people to read
believe
into
that.
things because. What information do you give?
No,
you give us all the information?
I believe that Roger thinks he's not on the. He won't hear it. believes that in Pizzagate. I'm sure he believes.
Of course
that.
he does.
He believes
Every
in
word
all
of
of the
it.
conspiracies.
You know, I mean, come on.
But listen, are there major perverts with a lot of power? You know it.
So is Epstein.
The worst.
You know it.
So were all these
Were they
people-
getting on these planes and going to this island and have sex
Yes.
with
Yes.
maybe
14-year-old.
kids?
Yes.
Yeah, they were definitely going there to have sex.
Prince Albert or whatever his name was.
Wait,
Andrew.
is he in a can?
No.
Oh, good. Because
The English guy.
if he was in the can, then he'd suffocate.
Prince Andrew.
Oh, I thought you meant Prince Albert.
Prince Andrew. Oh, the tobacco.
Prince Albert in a can?
Well, we have one of those cans that say that.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So anyway, yeah, conspiracy theories. Here's the thing, though. Now, we were promised that within, I think it was 180 days, we were going to hear all of the truth about aliens.
There are some. I wasn't paying attention.
I want
From Joe?
to see it. Yeah,
From my buddy Joe?
isn't that
Your
what?
buddy
Did
Joe.
you see his nice message on the for the Super Bowl?
No,
The nice message he.
I didn't see it.
Why?
Probably didn't see it.
It was.
I wasn't too interested in that stupid Super Bowl.
Sal said this. I fell asleep. Sal,
I didn't even watch it. Like I told you,
was
but
the
you
one-
owe me wings.
Sal said it was the most boring second half.
It was the craziest mess. It's like this isn't even worth watching.
I know. He said it was.
Well,
I fell
after
asleep
somebody's up
upstairs.
30
All right,
points.
so let's talk about nice. Well, don't forget that the Falcons were up
The Falcons.
heavy on New England in the Super Bowl, and they came back and won.
Well,
England came
did
back
that
and won.
happen last year with the 49ers?
So-
I didn't watch
I
it.
want to talk about now something that I didn't see yet, and I will watch it. The 2 hour or 2 hour,
Britney
2 minute.
Spears special?
No, the what?
The Britney Spears
The
special.
2 minute
Yeah,
commercial
I heard something.
with Bruce Springsteen telling everybody that we all got to come together and meet in the middle.
That was on the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I went upstairs.
My issue is, though, where was he for the last 4 years about coming together?
I like
When he
What
was
is-
saying, when he was, you know, I don't have him in front of me, but I'm sure there was a few things that he said about Trump and his followers.
Well, he was a heavy supporter of Hillary.
So now we should pull together, right? But he was one of the separators,
Who, Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. So why wasn't he saying, let's all come together for the past 4 years?
I don't know.
You know, it's just a little hypocrisy that makes it hard for people to listen to a good message and believe it. I heard one of the things I heard was it would have been a lot better if he wasn't in it and it was just like a narration or something.
Yeah.
But he's a person that was separating. So now after 4 years, he wants us to come together.
Well, why are most Democrat or celebrities Democrats? that's just the
Because
thing.
they don't live in the real world.
Maybe not. Emily's a card-carrying Democrat.
Because they
She's
sit in
a
their
voter.
ivory towers.
I'm
and
no
they're
Democrat.
served.
You are.
I'm a registered Democrat from
All
Teacher
right,
Republican.
so anyway,
Did you like the Matthew?
I'm somewhat joking with
I
that.
know. Is Matthew? Did you see the Matthew?
Where he's
McConaughey?
flat.
Where
with the
he's
3D.
flat, and then he went into the. That was cute.
Yeah, I saw that one.
After that, that's when I said I'm going to.
Well, the commercials were the best thing last night,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, sounds to the same
I
thing.
didn't
you
even
do.
really see a lot of them
I
because I
didn't
was
watch
just
any
so
of it.
disinterested. It was
Yeah.
sad.
Sal said it was a waste.
So, all right. So we started with me
Because
talking
the
about.
game was
We started
30 to 7 or
with me
something.
talking about conspiracy theories, and this is one that I floated that I don't believe, but it was interesting. Was that the NFL, because they've had a terrible season, right? In an effort to win back viewership,
They let Tom
figured,
Brady win?
wouldn't it be really cool if the home team got to play in the Super Bowl? Never happened before.
Like they did.
No, it never happened before.
The Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah, this was the first time.
This is the first
This
time.
is what I'm saying. At the beginning of, in the season, it's like, ooh, I know, we'll win back viewership. We'll make something happen that never happened before. We'll get the home team. We'll get Tampa Bay into the Super Bowl. But how are we going to get Tampa Bay to play in the Super Bowl? Oh, I know. We'll get Tom Brady.
Yeah. he was a godsend, even though we don't care for him. But that guy's like a star.
So
he
you
really
didn't
is.
you didn't like my conspiracy theory that it was all a fix from the beginning of the season to get.
Think about this, Major. I know, my brain is working. Think about this. Isn't it a miracle, and a blessing that there was even a Super Bowl? Who thought with all this
With what?
COVID,
Oh, the
that
COVID.
they would be able to finish the season?
Oh.
We were thinking that. We were saying that
Well,
yesterday.
it's
with
the
a
same
friend.
people.
Right.
All right, so let's go back to
Because
conspiracy.
COVID was wild then. And
How is it then that the people that give the message, the people that tell you what to think, tell you who to vote for, and then tell you who won long before the end of the things were counted?
Like Trump.
No,
But
just the opposite.
Trump went the next day and said, I won. After election day, November 4th, I'm the winner, and nothing was even
Yeah,
remotely
but
counted.
again, let's go back again. I mean, that's what you're saying is kind of cuckoo, but
He did!
yeah, of course he
That's
did.
him.
Of course he did. I
Okay.
tell you what,
I'm making my
it
point.
blew their minds 4 years ago that he won, because they're the ones that are giving the message. They're the ones that are telling people what to believe. They're the ones that are telling you who to vote for, and she still lost.
She did.
There was no way.
That's why it shut
There were
down.
no way they were letting it happen again.
Well, I don't know. I think he won fair and square. I do.
I'm not saying he didn't.
No, Joe.
I don't
I'm not.
think he did.
Listen. There's voter fraud every election,
Yeah,
and who
I'm
usually
sure of
screams
it.
about it?
The
Republicans?
The Democrats. Okay, so there's voter fraud in every election.
Yeah.
There was definitely, they opened the door for it to be in this election.
if
They
not
opened
enough for
they
Trump
opened
to
the
win.
door for, and it helped with a couple of reasons. Well, first of all, it made it easier, right, for them to get in all those. What we did in Pennsylvania was a mess. It should have never happened. But
Another's gonna call me.
they
I know.
tell you who to vote for. They put the message out. Do you ever hear anything about on your CNN or MSNBC anything good over the past 4 years?
Well, the day that they announced
What, the Biden one?
Biden won.
Yeah.
That was the best thing I've seen.
So you don't think that has an influence? So you don't say anything about the accomplishments that happened, like the peace deals in the Middle East, right?
I've said that to Emily.
You don't see about before COVID hit that the lowest unemployment rate in history, especially for people of color. You don't hear none of that, see, because they can't let you know
Yeah.
about the good
But every
because they're
accolade-
pushing the opponent.
Every accolade that Trump did, I always mentioned it, didn't I? Em?
Trump did actually good. He gave a lot of
But-
money
but
to
think-
the veterans.
I was just
think
reading
of-
on that too.
think about that, though.
75 million to the
See,
VA
that's
organization.
their thought control. They're telling you what to believe and what to look at and who to vote for.
Yeah.
Okay.
After this,
so that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
wanna
That's
vote
what
again.
it threw them through a loop.
Yeah.
That their plan didn't work last time.
And
There was
boy,
no
did-
way. There was no way they were going to let it
Trump
not
was
work this
never
time.
getting in here.
No.
I thought he was going to win this time.
All right. So
Never, ever
we've been
thought
talking
that.
for.
Remember I said he's probably going to win.
We're coming up on 20 minutes, so this was about conspiracy theories. And I think it's a conspiracy for what? That we have to wear clothes. I don't know. Everything's a conspiracy
Well, it's a
theory.
little cold not to, so we'll leave that one.
I don't even want to bring up the summer of fires and burning down buildings that were private property.
Where? When? Oh, I can't.
but yet none of that was really,
The
you
Black
know.
Lives Matter.
Well,
No,
how
no.
are they up for a Nobel Peace Prize?
All right.
What kind of Black Lives Matter?
All right, we're backing out now.
I am not into these.
Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye. I don't.